share about some experts that you can use to just help you on your best and highest path. They're experts I've used, who I'd absolutely thoroughly recommend. But obviously, if you have experts in your area, it's wonderful if you could try them out as well. So today I want to discuss something called kinesiology. So kinesiology is an ology, the science, the scientific practice of kine, which is energy. So it's energy science. And kinesiology works with the innate energy of the body, the innate wisdom of the body. And it works at an energetic level, but it has some really massive physical impacts on your body, as well as emotional impacts as well. I studied as a kinesiologist in my past, in my spare time a number of years ago. So I've never actually practiced it as a professional, but I did it because it was such an empowering thing to work on myself. So it was a course over a couple of years that required a lot of practice on myself and on the other people who were doing the course. So it enabled me, obviously, to learn about this really fascinating science, but also to do a lot of self-healing. Subsequent to my studying this practice, this science called kinesiology, I then read this fantastic book. So I'm just going to tell you about this man. He's called Bruce Lipton. You may well have already heard of him. He's written a number of books, but one seminal book is The Biology of Belief. And he's just got a lovely message at the minute. I think it's so appropriate. He says, civilization is in a world of crisis, from economic collapse to environmental decay to climate change to hunger, poverty and war. If today's headlines make you wonder about the fate of our planet, here is some news that may surprise you. From an evolutionary standpoint, we are exactly where we need to be. Advances in epigenetics, quantum biophysics, and fractal geometry reveal civilization is poised on the threshold of a major evolutionary event, conscious evolution. A scientific renaissance has shattered old myths and created a new philosophy of health and spirituality. Cell biologist and best-selling author Bruce H. Lipton unveils revolutionary research on the nature of molecular master switches through which thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs create both the conditions of our body and our life experiences. This knowledge and the self-empowerment it provides offers an opportunity to thrive through this turbulent period in our planet's history. Bruce's dynamic multimedia presentation provides a bold and hopeful vision of the next holistic stage of human civilization. So basically, Bruce's books are just fantastic, and he's a fantastic speaker. If you listen to him, he's just so engaging. But what he's discovered, and he's like a top scientist, a top global biologist, and he has discovered the power of thoughts on your physical body and on your life. So if you constantly have these negative thoughts, they have a direct impact on your life and on your physical DNA. If you counter this with positive thoughts and addressing those, you can have very positive impact on your life. But he goes even deeper. We think that we have certain things that can't be changed at a molecular level. They can be changed. We can change them with the power of thought. He works very closely with somebody called Lynn McTaggart. She's the author of The Power of 8. Another globally recognized spiritual scientist, and together they recognize that we live in this field. So we live in this energetic field where not just our own auras are around our bodies, but our auras, that energetic side of us, interact with not just other people on the planet, but the whole planet, other living beings on the planet. But in terms of consciousness, we're very much able to influence other people's lives as well. And this is where it gets actually really quite exciting. So then you bring collective consciousness, power of thought, together to change a particular event, and you can have an impact. You can have an impact on the toxicity of lakes. You can have an impact through intention, collective intention thought, on the pH of water. You can have collective intention impact on the power, on the amount of dangerous crime in cities. So all of these things, Lynn has brought together amazing evidence from different universities. And Bruce, in his brand of new biology, shows at a scientific level how we have this control over our bodies, over our destinies. It's incredibly powerful. And what Bruce says in his book is one of the best ways you can actually deal with some of the deep-seated issues in your own makeup, your own brain makeup or physical makeup, is to use the science of kinesiology. Now, I'm very fortunate. I can go down the road to this wonderful kinesiologist called Dodi. And when you literally just need to lie on the bed. There's no intrusion, which is one of the wonderful things about a lot of these healing sciences, is they don't cut into the body. And so I always feel if we can work on our physical health, on our mental health before it gets too advanced, and then requiring, really major conventional medicine intervention or surgery, that's the best thing to do. But Dodi works with me just on my life in general sometimes, or she'll work on a specific issue that I want to work on. And what I mean by that, maybe I have something health related, maybe I have something in terms of the relationships in my life. Maybe something to do with the finances in my life that I want some extra input into. It can be anything. It's basically your intention. What do you want in your best and highest path to happen? Now, it's working with the innate power of the body, and it's also accessing this field, this energetic field that goes beyond us, that essentially taps into the wisdom in the global conscious. It's extremely powerful. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that if you go and you ask to win $1 million or pounds, that suddenly you're going to win the lottery ticket. Maybe that happens if it's in your best and highest path. But often life is not meant to be just quite that straightforward. So I always go with an open mind, because at the same time, it ensures that I am flowing. Everything is happening exactly as it should and at the right time. It may not happen always at the speed that I want it to, but then I have to trust that things are happening exactly at the right time and exactly the right way. Because of course we do have to learn our lessons. That's why we're here on earth. If it was just so simple that we just pop down the road and go to Dodi and hey presto, all our life is perfect, well, she'd be an extremely wealthy person, but we wouldn't have very many lessons to learn ourselves. So kinesiology is extremely deep. It's helped me stay physically very, very strong, mentally and emotionally extremely resilient through various traumas that I've experienced in my personal life. I highly recommend it. And I would also recommend you read Bruce Lipton's book, Biology of Belief. It's just a very empowering book, because it makes you realize you can actually take a lot of the power back into your life. You can have a really big impact on your life, absolutely by taking action, physical action, but also by using kinesiology to just unblock some of those patterns and essentially the programming that we've had in the primitive brain as well, and even potentially in previous generations. So if you're open-minded, if you want to try something different, I really encourage you to try kinesiology. It's great if you can go and lie on a kinesiologist's couch or bed, and they'll just do a simple muscle shift to help you access this very deep wisdom. But it can also be done again by distance. And I know that Dodi, who I've worked with on many occasions, is a wonderful person, incredibly heart-centered. She's a very powerful distance healer using kinesiology as her science. If you're interested to use her, please drop me an email. I will share her contact details, and I'll also try and put them in the details of this blog. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week. I hope everything's going brilliantly for you. All the best. Thank you.